Hey peeps, welcome back to a special continuation of our previous episode. We talked so much we had to split it up, so if you haven't listened to the previous, go ahead and check that out. If you're all caught up, then you may proceed.
John, do you want to talk while we're still laughing here? Hold on, let him come back to life.
All right.
He's good.
5 seconds.
He's still laughing from last week.
Jeez. It's a good laugh.
He liked it from last week. But we're back with this segment. No, God, now Justin's hitting buttons again. Oh, no. That's what I did after watching this episode we're about to talk about.
Ooh,
I was loud.
you're luckily your headphones, they worked that time.
They were working that time.
John,
So I gave you guys a homework assignment.
you made us watch some bullshit.
I did. I made you watch something outside of the movie review podcast.
You sneaky son of a bitch. You just try to sneak in a movie review.
Well, I've always kind of had this in the holster for a while. Actually, the one I did have was I made Brian watch recently.
Briam?
No, yes, Brian Briam. Whatever you guys say his name different every time. But Return of the Joker, I had you watch recently. Which, in your thoughts for the audience here at home?
Jared Leto did it better.
What do you fucking say?
I liked the story a lot. I have found that going back on old animation, I am disappointed by
I'll
the
shit
animation.
on that in a minute.
But other than that,
currently?
I did really like the story. Yeah,
Of current animation or back then?
Previous
No, back then
animation.
he watches a lot of anime, so his animation expectations
I feel
are
like
kind of
that's
high.
at a higher standard.
Like Japanime or
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah. So like when you, I
Berserk?
guess I didn't realize going back and watching American anime. I'm like, oh, it's kind of simple.
It is very.
So Berserk, the 1997 Berserk is super simple. So I don't
But
know.
even like shit, like one of my favorites, I think a lot of people's favorite stuff is like Ninja Scroll, and like that's way outdoing Batman animated series.
I don't know.
I don't
what-
watch
I
anime,
don't know
so I
where
have
I'm
no
coming
idea what
from,
they're
to be
talking
honest,
about.
because like I don't know.
So the animation
I'm
itself might
probably
turn you off, but
crazy.
the storyline was good.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed.
Oh, we're back to the Batman. Okay,
Back to the.
I tuned out. I don't know anime, so I tuned
Batman.
out for a second. So I had you guys watch an episode of
Bataringed it back.
Batman the Animated Series. So what I kind of did is there's been some rumors about the Batman 2 coming up, Matt Reeves' sequel to the Batman that came out last year that was widely praised as a pretty good movie. I saw it 3 times. I thought it was pretty good. Did you see it, Justin? You have not seen the Batman yet?
I have not.
No, one of those 3 times was with you, so I know
Yes.
you've seen it, and you
I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed
Yeah,
it,
I
yes.
thought it was good.
I was in a
I
trunk.
thought Robert Pattinson did a really good job
better
as
than we
Batman.
thought. Yeah,
My
that was
very
another
first-
casting that people
Yeah.
were upset
Yeah.
about at first.
My very first
Not seeing his movies, like I think we've talked about the Lighthouse, or me and
Lighthouse.
Lonnie did, or
Lonnie.
yeah.
Lonnie's seen it, I haven't yet,
Like
but
there's
good.
Robert Pattinson's more than a sparkly vampire, guys. He's
Mhm.
actually a really
Definitely.
good fucking
He's a good
actor. You know, he's also not just Cedric Diggory, although he did die in that movie. R.I.P. Cedric
sad.
Diggory. Moment of silence. Just kidding. I love Voldemort. He got him good. He got that sucker.
Got him.
Anyway, derailed myself at that time. But so there's rumors about, there's not really much about the plot, and it doesn't help that it just got delayed again, the Batman 2. But some people wanted to see, especially since there was the dam breaking at the end and the flooding. And they wanted it to basically have a Mr. Freeze be the villain, kind of freeze over Gotham kind of storyline type of thing.
Lame.
Cool idea.
So I had you guys watch what is pretty regarded as one of the best Batman the Animated Series episodes, and
Worse.
that is and that is the Heart of Ice episode, which is episode 4 of season 1.
I feel like this is another reason why you like Voldemort, because Voldemort pretty much just swiped this voice.
Kind of. And I'll get
Or
into
sorry, not Voldemort. Snape did. Snape. Professor Snape.
Severus. I have his wand. I also have Voldemort's wand.
He's like,
I have the other one too.
I will get my revenge.
The monster who took you from me will soon learn that revenge is a dish best served cold.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I like it. And we'll get into that in a minute. So what I did is I wrote a review during the pandemic about this episode. So I'm kind of just going to read that, and then we'll kind of just branch out from there and go on. If you have a comment while I'm talking, go ahead and interject if you would like.
I will.
So I'll start off.
Objection. Sorry, too soon.
Wait, Justin, I need you to add something right here before I start.
That was the Batman.
I've already discussed what we're gonna add. So
It's bleeding.
cut the part out where I say.
I'm not gonna.
Anyway, we're gonna talk about Heart of Ice from Batman the Animated Series. Many consider Batman the Animated Series to be the definitive version of The Dark Knight. Not only that, but the series has provided both outstanding individual stories and versions of the characters that are often far better received in their interpretations than in other forms of media. After a quarter of a century since the premiere of September 5th, 1992, we can still see its influence on both the series-wide and episode-by-episode basis. For many of a certain age, which is our age group pretty much, this series was the introduction to Batman and Gotham City even before the live-action films or even the comic books. Created by Bruce Timm, Batman the Animated Series blends a timeless take on the Caped Crusader with noir aesthetics that infuse an animation-style storytelling mechanics and characterization in a perfect blend. The stories of Batman the Animated Series are so strong that they've actually influenced comics themselves, making writers alter the looks, personalities, and origins of some characters to be more in line with their cartoon counterparts.
Oh yeah.
No exception is stronger than that of Mr. Freeze.
So his look way back when fucking sucked.
Yeah, I'm getting into that. Give me a second. Basically, Mr. Freeze, a throwaway villain from the 60s who has been generally forgotten up until his reintroduction into the episode Heart of the Ice, which I've already said is one of the best Batman stories in any medium.
I find that unlikely.
So, do you guys know Mr. Freeze's original origin?
Not at all.
He was supposed to be, again, like a one-off thing.
Yeah,
he was
so
in the
back then they
Adam
just
West,
basically
was it?
needed the flavor of the month in the comics.
And he just had he looked like a,
He was basically what's the word I'm looking for? Like a tinkerer, inventor
right.
who had a freeze gun. Normal guy.
Normal
did
guy with
comic
a freeze
stuff.
gun.
Was
Okay.
originally named Mr. Zero. Super lame, super dumb, and he was brought into the 60s Batman series as, I mean, for that show,
He just had
it's more of a kid's show, so you don't need like a murderous clown all the time. You need somebody that looks funny that Batman can beat up.
He looked like
some
the-
pow and kapow.
like
That makes sense.
Orkin guy with a power washer spray gun. or
yeah,
whatever.
basically.
Like, what are you doing?
And that gun backfired, and that's how he
and
got
froze himself.
Yes, that's how that kind of happened.
Classic.
Cool party.
So prior
Is
to
this the show that we're going? Or sorry, let me finish this.
Glad you interjected while you're eating
While
so
you're
that
eating,
we'd
yeah,
have to wait until you're done eating.
Is this version his storyline? I guess how they written it out here. Is this probably your favorite origin?
yeah, well, give me a second. Let me get. Justin's jumping the gun here. We should have went over.
You
some things.
did say
You did say
interject
jump the
at
gun.
any point.
That's true.
And-
I did,
Jump my.
but settle down. No, I'm just kidding.
I am sorry, Batman. I wanted to toy with you a little longer. But das ist die way the ice cube crumbles.
So prior to his appearance in this Heart of the Ice, originally known as Mr. Zero, he was an uninteresting scientist who used his freezing gun. Needed to stay in sub-zero temperatures due to a cryogenic chemical accident. So yeah, like his gun malfunctioned and it caused, whatever. Super boring. And like I said, he didn't do the fun things he does now in, interesting things. He was a bank robber with an ice gun, basically. The super soaker that could freeze people.
Now he's got a hot wife.
Well, we'll get into that too. Well, it depends on what storyline you're reading. The new 52 has a different version. I'll bring that up here in a
Well,
minute.
the Heart and Ice one
Yes,
I just
the Heart and
watched,
Ice
she was
one.
good looking.
a hot boyfriend.
You said a cartoon was. I mean, I say Princess Jasmine's hot.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Princess
disregard.
Jasmine
I'm
is
gonna
hot.
disregard
She
my
is.
judgment there. I apologize.
Ariel.
She's okay.
Yeah.
Talu from Pirates of
I lost my
Darkwater.
place. Keep talking.
What is the one where they're like underwater? Atlantis?
Atlantis. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
that,
one.
Lost City of Atlantis?
that chick. The like
Isn't her
goddess.
name
Like,
Crystal?
I don't remember. But she
know-
lived a long time. Wasn't she part of the Atlantis or something? She was good looking.
Okay, Kita, I can remember that.
Anyways.
Anyways, basically the one in the 60s show has more similarities to the famous Arnold Schwarzenegger version more than there's elements of the animated series that they kind of piece together kind of with the Nora thing in that Mr. Freeze one, but he's more basically like the 60s one. He's just this campy bank robber basically that says terrible ice puns all the time.
Cool party.
Although I didn't realize until recently rewatching the Heart of Ice episode, there's a lot of ice puns in this as well. But I feel like they're delivered better, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He made it, Schwarzenegger made it very campy.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Now I can't hear, I can't unhear Severus statement. Thanks a lot for that.
You're welcome.
Keep your mind on your business.
Anyway.
You deserve that after ruining some Breaking Benjamin songs.
Yeah. All that was changed in The Heart of Ice when writer Paul Dini, who would go on to write many of the series' best episodes, and producer Tim Bryan, who also directed this episode, decided to completely overhaul him with his appearance, demeanor, backstory into a singularly wonderful constructed episode in the show's first season.
1992 is its first airing.
Right. I mentioned that.
I did too.
Load those canisters. Hooray.
My hand might just slip over your morning pumpkin juice.
Are you done?
You've just bought yourself a month's detention.
This is a personal vendetta. It doesn't concern you.
Veritaserum. 3 drops of this, and you know who himself would spill his darkest secrets. The use of it on a student is regrettably forbidden.
Very good. A detective to the last. I can no longer survive out of a sub-zero environment.
Don't lie to me.
Tonight I mean to pay back the man who ruined my life. Our lives.
Might I suggest someone from my own house?
The snow is beautiful, don't you think?
I cannot help you.
This is how I'll always remember you.
I will attempt to penetrate your...
Surrounded by winter, forever young, forever beautiful.
That is the second time you have spoken out of turn. Are you incapable of restraining yourself, or do you take pride in being an insufferable know-it-all?
Rest well, my love.
Silence! You dare mock my suffering.
These episodes is a fairly simple tale of revenge, like you were saying in the text message, while also serving as an origin for him. In the midst of the Gotham heat wave, I'll just go to the synopsis of the episode real quick. If you haven't seen it, which everybody in this room has, but some of our listeners...
Before you get into that, the opening of the whole Batman animated series, I don't think I've seen that in like 15 or 20 years.
I love it.
Still fucking holds up.
So good.
Yeah, so that really did bring back a lot of memories. I was like, oh shit.
It's like,
I didn't realize
that's
I watched
an original
this.
Danny Elfman score right there, and that's solid.
Oh, yeah. Like, I want to
now, Shirley
eat a fruit snack and
does the other scores, which is also good in this episode.
Right.
But that, it's that, and then the explosion, and it's like, bam, right back into it. And of course, the ending is also iconic with him on the top of the building. And yeah, that's actually,
I was like, look at those calves, man.
Yeah, that's also a thing, I guess.
Bad calves.
So yeah, after that awesome opening, which you heard at the beginning of this segment, in the midst of a Gotham heatwave, Batman must investigate strange series of robberies that leave both buildings and victims frozen solid. Like any great episode of the animated series, the central mystery plays out in a methodical yet consistently satisfying pace, is what this guy said. This is a noir storytelling that is not only greatly enjoyable thanks to the plot mechanics, but also because the central characters are so interesting. Within the core emotional power lies the strength of this episode, and the central villain Freeze, who once was Dr. Victor Freeze and a cryogenic scientist who embezzled funds and ran secret experiments at his company he worked at to cryogenically freeze his terminally ill wife Nora. I will not repeat that sentence.
I blinked. Can you say that again?
Nope. Unfortunately, Freeze's employer, Ferris Boyle, who is actually played by Mark Hamill.
Who replaced
Tim Curry. Who played Tim Curry as the Joker in the first episodes and is the definitive Joker. Don't get me started on that.
Tim Curry? See.
Not Tim Curry.
See, this
Mark
is where
Hamill.
Jeremy would argue against you because Tim Curry did a better job.
Don't get me Jeremy as Tim Curry's. Oh yeah, well we'll get a Skarsgård in here and show him.
Speaking of
Skarsgård
actors,
is always playing.
I was blown away by like when the Batman Beyond the Joker one you had me watch. I was like, is that Will Friedle? That's fucking Will Friedle.
Yeah,
which is Eric from Boy Meets World.
Yep,
nice.
Yeah, I was like,
great.
Will Friedle is Batman.
Dude, these animated series have great voice casting.
Oh yeah,
like that's one of the strengths of these series, especially the animated movies. Like
the thing I hate about a lot of when it's dubbed over or so, like I cannot watch. When I watch like Japanime type of stuff, I have to listen to it in its original voice and read the title, because I feel like American voices ruin it.
There's some that nail it. Like the Berserk is very good with English. Cowboy Bebop is amazing.
Since we're
with
talking
English.
about voices, I'm gonna skip to something that I have down here. The voice acting is so strong in this episode, and it's a huge part of the success, to the point where I feel like you could have this episode as like an old time radio episode that they used to do on the radio. The radio, yes, a radio episode on the radio.
Yeah.
Like you could tune in on a Friday night and just turn on the radio, and like the voice acting like could tell you this story here, because obviously Kevin Conroy, who, if anybody asks me who's the best Batman, I literally say Kevin Conroy. They're like, live action.
Rest in peace.
Doesn't matter. Yes, don't give me. Oh, now I'm sad.
You do this.
I know. Kevin Conroy.
Or his sadness.
He's done it in the animated series, most of the movies. He's done the Arkham games. Like, him and Hamill are linked together as Batman and Joker forever. Now, other actors do good as well in some of these other movies, but those are the two definitive Batman and Jokers. I'd fight anybody.
I've got some things to say. I should have said them when you were here, but despite our differences, I have nothing but respect for you. I hope you know that. You showed me that justice doesn't always have to come from the darkness.
But how cool would that be, just to like now I kind of want to go watch this episode and just kind of like close my eyes and relax and see, obviously I know what it looks like, so that's a little bit different, but
that could be your falling asleep thing for a while.
Well, it was. I was actually watching the animated series for a while doing that, but I was getting so into it, I'd be like still awake. I'm like, okay, I gotta turn this off.
So,
but
all right, you said that Boyle.
Shirley Walker always has a great score for these two. Yes, Boyle, he walks in and causes the accident, kind of. Yeah. He's like, let's get the fuck out of here. Well, Hamill based that character off of Troy McClure.
Hi.
From The Simpsons.
What would I recognize him from?
You'd recognize him from such episodes as The Simpsons. Isn't he on the monorail episode? Monorail.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure.
Hi, I'm
You
Troy
might
McClure.
recognize me from such films
Phil
as...
Hartman. Oh, man, Taken Too Soon.
No.
Definitely.
Him in
another show.
him in Small Soldiers.
Oh,
you
yeah.
ever seen him in Small Soldiers?
Which one?
Or what?
Which one?
The toys. The little toys.
The emissary of the
Gorgonites. Okay, no, there's two toy soldiers. And then...
No, there's Small Soldiers, which has a very young Kirsten Dunst. Phil Hartman, Tommy Lee Jones is the voice of the main one. Yeah. Those two guys that are always those guys in movies, the one with glasses, the scientist guy, I don't know, whatever. The one they put were the military chips in the toys.
Yes.
And then the Gorgonites have to hide.
The gargoyles?
Yes. I have the Gorgonites on my computer stand, actually.
Anyways, so Boyle.
But yeah, that movie rocks.
Well, Victor was the bad guy in this because he was stealing.
True. That is true. He's embezzling.
And he was doing this for love.
He's like, I'm $3 million in debt. And in 92, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. And you do anything, even no matter what, if it's moral or not, for love. So he was making very brash decisions on Boyle's dollar. So Boyle's not the true bad guy.
No, but he's not exactly a good guy in this either.
He's a
I mean, he almost killed. He basically killed. He thought he was dead.
Yeah.
He's like, man, fuck it, run.
You didn't even check on the body?
Nope.
Every time I kill somebody, I always check on the body.
At least.
Common
I buried
sense.
it in the marsh. I'm fucking embarrassed. We're going to always reference that episode.
I just listened to that one too again.
I know. I was listening to part of it too. Brian won't listen to it again. He said he already heard it, so he's not going to watch it again. But
what a bitch. I see it. No.
What fascinates me, and this
like
is
that
what
one,
I'm going
though.
to tell Brian about. I don't know if Brian knew this or not about this movie, or this show, but Batman the Animated Series, the animation is actually done on black paper. And so they don't have to fill in all the black.
Oh.
Yeah,
and they kind of highlight the black instead. So that's what impresses me.
That's cool.
About the animation style.
I think
they had a hand spray.
honestly think I'm being too harsh on the whole animation thing. I don't know why.
Your standards are high.
Maybe
This
I'm
is
just
30
getting
years
old.
ago, though.
Maybe
So-
I'm just getting old.
That's why I told him the
I
other
feel
day. I go, this is 30 years ago.
Yeah, but maybe it's just like I'm getting
It's just
old
little
and
things
jaded.
like the frost on Mr. Free's helmet and the retro design of the suit in
They had a
general.
hand do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm being too harsh on it. I'll admit that.
He must be stopped.
I mean, I love the style of that whole series. It's like that Art Deco 20s style, you know, dark
deco.
Even when it became the New Adventures of Batman, they kind of kept that dark style still, even though the stories were more light, but the looks were.
They didn't necessarily do that in some, and I love the games. I've never really played them, but I've watched like the storylines and stuff. They don't continue the dark deco style, but I love the feel. I mean, I love the
Gotham
stealth games.
Amazing in those games.
Arkham's and all that.
Yeah, they're very good. Very, very good. Storyline's the best in the one that wasn't made by, what's it called? Warner Brothers Montreal made the best storyline, which is Arkham Origin.
I'm sorry, Victor. I can't give you peace, but I can give you justice.
And that was not part of the, well, it is, but it's, they also just made the Gotham Knights game, which kind of sucks, but let's not get into that. Anyway, in only 22 minutes, Dini is able to tell a compelling story, turn Mr. Freeze into a well-rounded character, and give ample screen time to the always fantastic Batman. Now, that's a marvel in efficient storytelling. Danny plays a great balancing act between progressing the central mystery and developing the characters so that both can intertwine at the end for a greater emotional impact, as this episode encapsulates everything that is great about Batman the Animated Series. For such a simple story with characters that are only possible in comic books, Heart of Ice aptly has a beating, broken heart at its core. Ideas of loss, revenge, redemption can all be found here and can show a single episode of a cartoon can resonate with a mass audience.
Oh, yeah. 22 minutes, and I think from start to finish, I was kind of harsh on it.
That's all I have about my review, so we can now discuss.
Yeah, I was harshing on it in the beginning. I fucking love this episode. This is a really well done. I think this is very episode 4, 3, 4, whatever.
What's not the Oscars, the Golden Globe for best episode.
Huh.
You know, one of the only animated TV episodes to get that.
It's like his story isn't the
his original story is just so bland and generic and boring, and to give it just everybody loves a sympathetic villain. Like, you can sympathize with the villain. Obviously, with Black Panther, everybody, you know, Killmonger's considered a good villain because what he said made sense. Thanos, what he said made sense, you know? Like, you feel for Freeze. Like you said, though, he was embezzling. I mean, he's not exactly... This is why he's a bad guy, you know?
But not a bad guy.
Actually, do you guys know the New 52 origin where they changed his backstory?
I don't know.
So, in that one, the backstory, Nora Freeze is... just actually a randomly cryogenically frozen woman that he ends up falling in love with and basically steals. Because they felt like they had to change it up.
It's a sick world we live in. Sick world.
Because once you sympathize with Freeze, you just want him to succeed.
Get it? Because Arnold.
But then you got to turn him into a bad guy again. So to make him a creep, basically. I don't know.
When you say
he has one of the best DLCs in the video game too, which is kind of based off of this story as well.
When you say the New 52, is this like a 2052 thing or something?
No, so they rebooted the comics
just
a couple years ago, and that's their universe is the New 52.
A lot of the DC New 52s, like they just got their own.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
kind of like
basically
an uncanny or
DC
amazing or whatever,
restarts their comics like every 20 years, and that was just the name of the, you know, because like the main Marvel universe is the 616, so that's kind of just their, I don't know.
It's catchy. New 52. I like that.
Yeah. Some of the designs of the characters in the New 52 are good. Kind of like the Ultimates in Marvel. Like those designs are a lot better.
I will say
character-wise,
Mr. Freeze is definitely an upgrade, but I don't really care for it because it still gives me like spaceman vibes.
Oh, the suit?
Yeah. I do like the red eyes though.
That's what I like most about it, because like at the end of the episode when he doesn't have him on, you see he's like just a normal guy, and the goggles kind of, you know, he's a frozen guy. He doesn't have emotions. He's
That's what he says. That's what he says. But everything that he does, like, well, he left.
Well,
the guy,
yeah. I mean, he's like, you know,
everything he does it because of an emotional reason. It's like he's doing things to save his love or whatever. He's like, I am void of emotion. I am void of emotion. Nope, that's going Voldemort.
Yeah, no,
I don't
know. That was more
emotion.
like Dumbledore. What you just did there, actually.
But yeah, I mean, he's crying at the end like a little bitch.
So the writer Tim and Paul Dean, thank you. They said at the end that the only thing they would go back and change is at the end he would cry and the tear would turn into a snowflake.
Yeah, I would like
or
that.
whatever. which they did incorporate into the Arnold one. It is very terrible CGI, though. It is kind of stupid, but
I don't see why it wouldn't, because he's in a frozen room still. So it should, yeah.
Well, somebody brought up, like, why isn't his blood cold or ice already? Like, I don't know. Why would it turn into snow? Never mind.
So do we know anything about the new Batman? Like, is this a good possibility? This is just something people were hoping for?
That is probably the main driving force behind the rumors. This is something that people want, because they weren't satisfied with Batman and Robin's Mr. Freeze.
You are not sending me to the cooler.
And Mr. Freeze, after this episode, like, Mr. Freeze is one of the top characters. Like, his origin is literally one of the best origins. As simple as Two-Faces is, I think that's why you would lower it. You know, I'd rank Freeze above it. It's still a good origin. Like, you get acid thrown on you in a courtroom or whatever, you know. But to have a guy who was basically a fucking joke give him a story, and everybody's just like,
a strong
holy
story.
Fuck, yes, a strong story that has emotion, and it has, you know, like we said, everybody can sympathize with revenge and upset and loss and all that stuff, you know. So I think people just want to see this story done right on a bigger stage. I know I personally do.
Same.
I would be 100% okay if that's the story of this.
Oh, yeah.
I do think they are going to go with the Joker because of the what's his face?
Alternate ending,
yeah,
or not alternate ending, but
just the end credit scene, or whatever it is. What's that kid's name? Moynihan or something?
Yes,
he was in the Eternals too. He was fine. It was all right. We'll see how it goes. But I mean, I love the Joker. He's one of the best villains in comic history. But why does it always? It's like X-Men. Why is it always Magneto? Like, give me fucking Mr. Sinister. Don't bring back Apocalypse. That was a nightmare. Actually, bring Apocalypse, have him do a bunch of cool stuff in the beginning of the movie, and then have him not do that for the rest of the movie.
A gift can often be a curse. Give someone wings, and they may fly too close to the sun. Give them the power of prophecy, and they may live in fear of the future. Give them the greatest gifts of all, powers beyond imagination, and they may think they are meant to rule the world.
Way to go, Fox. You really
Jubilee.
did well. Jubilee should be
her standalone.
Dude,
no, by herself. Standalone by yourself.
Now, you mentioned Batman 2 got delayed again. Now, what is the ETA for it? Or is there not?
I think it's July or September of 2026. So it's
a ways.
Yeah, so it's almost 2.5 years away, which would mean it's 4.5 years away from the last one. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big
Yeah.
big gap. And I don't know. I mean, nobody's even confirmed except for Patterson. I'm guessing Jeffrey Wright is also confirmed, Commissioner Gordon. But he said recently at an award show he hasn't even seen a script yet. So I don't know if that's part of the problem. If they're just trying to, I don't know if Matt Reeves is trying too hard to come up with the best script. Like, obviously Nolan did very good with Batman Begins, and then did really fucking well with The Dark Knight. And so I don't know if that intimidates other writers to try and write something. But I think if you go with this Heart of Ice storyline, you could still have the Joker in this. Joker could actually be responsible for him, you know, whatever.
Shadowy figure or whatever.
Right. But
I don't know.
They
They had a few in the first one, didn't they? They had Penguin and...
Yeah, they had Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler.
Yeah.
And I guess...
So they could have a couple.
I think you can have a couple, and most of the animated series has a couple teaming up together. I remember one episode is like them playing poker and sharing stories of trying to. Oh, I almost caught Batman back when, you know, whatever.
Oh, come on, Crockers. Didn't I say there's more than one way to get someone? Now, no sore losers.
There's a lot of characters in the animated series that a lot of people want to see in movies in general, like Clayface. People have been calling for a long time. I'm not a huge fan of Clayface.
That's one of my go-tos. Clayface
He
and
has a great
Man-Bat
role, and it actually could be now that I'm thinking about it, in the video game. He was actually the Joker the whole time, while the real Joker was actually over here doing stuff. So, like, I guess if they're introducing Joker, that could be a thing. It's just hard, I think, to add a guy like Clayface into a realistic type of world. But it's a comic movie. I mean, you can figure it out eventually. Because, I mean, all these villains in the Batman was pretty grounded. Like, Penguin's a grounded character. Riddler's a grounded character. Catwoman's a grounded... Well, I mean, she's a tweener.
Wow, I've seen you on TV.
But...
When does, speaking of Joker, when does the new Joker come out?
That is... So... I think it's 2025. Because I think they were saying, oh, it's Deadpool, Wolverine, then Joker, then the Batman. Like, that's the 3 big comic movies that people were waiting on.
Kind of one a year.
Although Captain America 4 is coming out soon, too. Joker. Joaquin Phoenix. Here it is. Oh, it says 2024. Let's see if it has a date, though, and not just the 2024. Oh, Paul Dini is credited as a writer on this, the one who wrote this episode.
That's cool.
So that's interesting. I did not know that.
That almost cements a little bit of the idea of Mr. Freeze then.
In the Joker movie?
No, yeah, he's saying the new Joker movie coming out has Paul Dini.
Huh. I mean,
he's responsible for some of the best stories in
the animated series.
Anyway. And the animated series is hugely influential in not just the comics, but in movies and stuff. Harley Quinn was created in the animated series, and that's one of the most popular Batman characters of all time.
I think you might got me confused.
I think that's also due to the charisma of the people who played.
Yeah, she just passed away recently too, by the way, which is upsetting. I don't have a release date for this.
That's all right.
Well, now I'm curious though, because now
as far as this episode though, a few things. Again, going back to Mr. Freeze is saying that he's void of emotion, but like he does everything out of a sense of emotion. So revenge is emotion. Love is an emotion. He uses revenge as a defense mechanism.
He buries it down deep, like most
It's a defense mechanism. And he's a hopeless romantic and he's afraid to show it. It's like he has all these guys who are working for him, but are they like, yeah, because he loves her, so I'm going to get on his side or what? It's like, no, he has
Has
money,
he just like froze that guy and unless you want your fate to be his.
Can I put my 2 minutes notice in?
2 minute notice.
Plus chicken soup. That was the thing that kind of defeated him in this one.
That was so funny to me. That like the same thing that beats every cold, chicken noodle soup or whatever.
If you're going to go sneaking around a crowded office building, you'll need this.
Knockout gas?
Chicken soup. The only way to fight a cold.
It's the cold puns too there.
Yeah.
So funny.
He won because he kept his lunch on him. That's pretty much it.
October 4th, 2024 for Joker 2.
Nice.
Cool. Folie à deux is technically what the title is.
And Batman, he sneezes weird.
He does.
He's like, ah, achoo! Like
Kevin Conroy can't do sneezes, I guess. He can definitely deter, he was the originator of Batman, Bruce Wayne have different voices. His are very subtle, not as obvious as like a Christian Bale, perhaps. But, he had a nice blend.
I like
even when he's talking to Alfred, it's like he's still Batman. When he could be Bruce. That's like one of the big things is like Bruce Wayne is actually the mask of Batman, not Batman
the other way around.
Here. Yeah.
He
Continue.
created this suit so he can reveal himself.
Why does he have a lisp?
Because that's how Christian Bale talks.
No, he doesn't.
Oh my God, he does.
Why are you a hater?
I'm not hating. This is how he talks.
No, it's not.
Tell me what I want to know, Joker.
Where's the trigger? Where is it? You never give it to an ordinary citizen. Where is it? Where's the trigger? Where is it? Where is it?
Where are the drugs?
See?
Donde los dragos?
That is all I have.
Paul Dini also wrote it for He-Man.
Master of the Universe?
Yes. G.I. Joe episodes. He's wrote a lot of animated. He does good work.
Well, He-Man wasn't really He-Man, was it? Didn't they kill him off in the first episode?
I don't remember.
Could have sworn that's what happened.
Way like I was born. When
I'm talking about the newest one. I guess the Kevin Smith one. I guess
I never watched any He-Man.
Yeah. It was good when it needed to be good, and it doesn't need to be good.
He wrote
anymore.
a lot of the Tiny Toon Adventures episodes. I wonder if he wrote the episode where they get drunk, that people get all upset about. Tiny Toon, getting all drunk.
Yeah.
Just pass the brewski, bub. You babes want to hang? Well, looky here. How's about we go for a little ride? Do you mean like steal the car, risk going to jail? Sounds like fun. Cool, man. Can anyone read that road sign ahead? It says, danger, road out, ahead. That's not a very good sign. I hope the kids got the message. Yeah, drinking's uncool.
And they're like, they get in a car and drive off a cliff or something. I don't know. It's kind of a dark episode, but I mean, 1989.
But we have
fuck it.
Willie E. Coyote and
Wile E. Coyote.
Willie.
It's Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Not Wiley.
Willie.
Wile E. Coyote. It's
I don't
his
know
middle name. What's his middle name?
I wish
Edgar?
I wish that movie would have came out.
Which one?
That Wile E. Coyote movie that got shelved.
Oh, I
it was
didn't
all
know about
done. It was where Wile E. Coyote was
So was
suing.
Batwoman.
It was but this was apparently actually good. They just didn't put it out.
Oh, they also did Freakazoid.
Nice.
Wile E. Coyote was
The Tick?
suing Acme because of all their shit always
Oh.
going on. I think it was Will
Nice.
Fort. Will, what's his
Will
name?
Forte?
Arnett?
Will Forte.
Oh,
yeah, Will Forte.
One of the Wills.
I think he was Wiley's lawyer.
Nice.
I was looking forward to it, and then
Oh,
they
was
just
it like
shelved it.
like a Space Jam cross animation type of thing?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, nice.
That'd have been cool.
Yeah.
They're still looking around for someone else to buy it. It's all done. They just want someone else to distribute it and put it out, I guess.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Then
Do you want to do it? You want to start a BPT fund?
who knows how much they're asking? Probably millions of dollars, I'm sure.
Probably.
Right on. Do you have any more with that?
Not really. I was just kind of putting good vibes into the, maybe Matt Reeves is watching this or listening to this and he's like, you know what I should do?
Well, he
That
responds to our
storyline.
podcast quite often, so
It's true. He
No.
does. Paul Dini is
So ways to wait. Ways to wait.
He's been
for it.
writing shows for a very long time. The Incredible Hulk, He-Man, the new Scooby-Doo, G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, all these animated series, the Smurfs. Remember those? That fucking cartoon? Tiny
Gargamel.
Toons, Batman,
How is the
Tasmania,
Smurfs?
Animaniacs, Freakazoid.
There's one female.
Batman Beyond. He wrote many episodes.
That was my favorite
for.
version.
I
of an
was telling
ongoing.
Brian, and Brian was actually surprised. I have not watched a lot of Batman Beyond.
That was the best.
I hear good things.
Old
besides,
Bruce Wayne.
besides Return of the Joker, obviously. but
Gotcha.
Duck Dodgers, Justice League, Lost, Crypto the Superdog. Don't know that one.
Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Batman Brave and Bold is also pretty good.
It's a lot of writing in your life.
New
It's
Looney
crazy.
Tunes, Avenger. Yeah. He started in 1979. Has Creep Show credits as late as 2021. And then, he wrote The Return of Joker. He wrote that. Mask of Phantasm, which explains why these episodes, these are the best animated series movies. Mask of the Phantasm and Return of the Joker are literally the two best animated series. It's not even a question, I don't think. Have you seen both of those now, then?
The Mask one?
Mask of the Phantasm?
I don't think so.
That character actually came back in a comic because I bought a few Batman because I kind of wanted to see where it goes. Because in the current comic, Batman and Catwoman have married.
Gotcha.
They finally got married, and
Good for them.
If you don't know, the Mask of the Phantasm is a female, and she
hot,
kinda. She comes back, and they have a fight, and she attacks Catwoman in bed. So
your angel of death awaits.
The animation of her in her underwear is pretty awesome.
Oh,
too.
nice.
Yeah, it's like a cat.
You got this
fighting
on
in
your
her underwear.
Voodoo?
That's an actual physical comic book.
Oh, okay.
Which I can bring that Friday if I remember.
The
But
pages are sticky.
Joey, it's pretty hot. Joey, that was an improv, by the way. That line,
yes,
or Chandler. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Did you get that before he sent the video? By the way,
No, because I was like, why
I
does
go,
that sound so
Bratman
familiar?
should- I go,
Yeah, I was
Brian
like, it
should
sounds
understand
familiar. Why do I know this?
and I like the end of that scene where he's like, "I'm not a weirdo." Anyway, I got this chicken to eat. I'm only gonna eat the skin, so the actual chicken's up for grabs. Which, if it's KFC, I do like their skin. That's good.
Skin
Same.
is
That's
great.
like the best part.
Yeah.
The worst part, but the best part.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Last time I had
Although I
KFC,
had
oh my
KFC
fucking
a
god!
couple weeks ago, and I hated my.
Did you go over here?
No, I was all the way on Lakeside,
dude. Like it was uncooked
because the
It
one
was-
by you isn't there anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's
Yeah.
Pepper Jacks or whatever.
And the dude, he's like, "Oh, it's not in a box, but
I went
here
to
you go."
look for the Cheeza. Have you seen that?
Cheeza?
Just Google Cheeza right now.
I don't-
CHIZZA. That should give you.
Oh,
a hint.
okay, yeah. I've seen that.
It's like a pizza with. They
With
put
cheese.
pizza on the chicken.
Oh, yeah, it does actually look good.
It does, and I went to go get it, and they didn't have it, so I felt bad not ordering anything. So I got like a 2-piece meal with.
It looks
whatever.
dangerous.
And I was like, man, I did not feel good after that one, though.
What's that guy in? So you know how in Haiti there's cannibalism going on right now? I wonder.
Oh, I was going to say that's a mythological place.
Haiti.
I thought you were saying Hades.
Do you think the guy that's been like the butcher guy or whatever his name is? What is his name? Is it Butcher?
Yeah, we'll say
the
Butcher.
gang leader. I wonder if he eats people like skin only and leaves those.
Maybe. It depends on how it's seasoned. Because that's the main, that's like the 11 original ingredients.
Barbecue, that's it. I was like, 11, I know it's something.
11
like
seasons or whatever it is.
I wonder if he eats the skin only of the people he's eating.
If they're cooked,
I can't really find a picture, but there's kind of one over there on the
nice
right there.
Get off me, bitch! I'm not a bitch!
But yeah, just attacks her in the middle of the night and they like fall out of the apartment. It's a good story. I couldn't get to a comic shop to get the other ones.
If somebody attacks you
like a digital
in the middle of the night
or something,
yeah.
Do you bang them?
I still have to watch, or I still have to read the House of X and the Power of X comics that I bought that recently came out. I got alternate variant copies of that. I mean, that's been a while because I was still with my ex at the time because she was helping me go in to get them.
She's a bitch.
But I have them. I just haven't read them.
I know that feeling.
It's been a while since I've really read like a physical comic. You know, I've done the digital.
I think a few of these are full of things that I have yet to read. I think 2 boxes at least.
In fact, I
got short boxes that were fill a box and.
But I don't know if somebody
paid
has
20
it,
or something.
How much it's going to be. Wolverine 88. Yeah, we can sign off with this.
That podcast do anything for you? Well, that's not all. Stay tuned next week for the continuation of this episode, or whenever these things come out. Later.